Welcome back to Saga 3 Kings. This is session number 17 entitled The Dragon of Icefang. Um, Last time, which was about 2 weeks ago, we cancelled out for Mother's Day. The group had went to the Octavian Shrine that was cleared out by the two champions of Mudis that met with the group up at Bulwark Tower. At the Octavian Shrine, they found an orc who had basically been held up in a tower, and he was brutally killed without any interrogation or question. And then they found that the door to the inner cloister was accessible to them after some finagling. The nature of the portal, there was some confusion in the description of the nature of the portal at the end of the session, was mastered by Benson and the group, and so we have it. The dial, or the dial set inside of the amulet, has three tiers that it can be switched to. It starts on default, nothing happening, and then it goes into a stage where every 6 seconds, anything that's inside of the circle is teleported to the other location. And then it has another setting that the second setting actually is the one that allows you to see from point A to point B if you're standing inside the circle. And then if you set it to the third setting, it switches to the portal. My attempt at clarifying things made it even worse, I'm sure, because words are hard. But that said, after sending Shambles on to that location, and Shambles being defeated by the dragon, he has made his way back to the Octavian Shrine while the group has waited for him, knowing full well that that would be the case. He was not caught out by anything that would be detrimental to him, and he made it back to the shrine. So you pick up about a day and a half later. Those of you who aren't Shambles would have a full long rest, and him returning back. Actually, he probably rested before he ran out because he was pretty messed up. So it'll be 2.5 days later, and you'll have committed to a full long rest at that. In those 2 days, is there anything that you want to do at the Octavian Shrine?
I'd like to do a little more looking around. We went to that one room, but I would like to do a little more searching of it and see what we can find.
Sure. Let me go ahead and move us to that map. Bear with me here.
If he does that during the first day, that's fine. But
You cut out.
the dragon's going to know that somebody's activating the portal and doing something with it.
Gotcha. So it might come out that way, is what you're thinking?
Yeah, he could just fly over here.
Smart.
Yeah, he could just fly over here and murder it
Good call.
on the road somewhere.
Try.
Okay. So that said, the first day in the searching, you don't really find much of anything. Sorry, my cat's being really difficult right now. I guess I'll just let him up on the desk. So the shrine doesn't really have much to say of anything. Nothing really of note. If you go up, well, that was already scouted out. You already found the orcs kit and such, and what they were doing up on the top. It looked like they were putting a rock on the door so nobody could climb up into the tower when he saw you approaching. Let's see. Yeah, not really much of anything else in the shrine.
Okay, that's cool. I would try to start just resting, doing the tea stuff, and then just chattering about Shambles. Definitely wanting to go back, but when everyone kind of said, hey, give some time, should be coming back or whatever, I kind of chill out a little bit and just drink way more tea.
Okay. And again, anybody else who's there?
Just like kill time. I would probably just run drills and stuff with the soldiers I brought with me, just to kind of stay limber, so we don't get too tight in the muscles before we have to move out. But it's mostly just like fluff stuff, nothing really.
Okay. When you mentioned going out and checking at him, Leon says, "I'll see if I can't go grab him and get him here," and he rides off to go and catch up with Shambles and ride him out there. I think most of you are pretty astute players and will realize that I'm removing Leon from the equation. They are not going to catch themselves, and Leon will return back to Mudis. And at current, we have which two of your allies are with you, Gondar? I forget. Sorry.
Believe it was
Kane
Namwalk.
and Namwalk. Yeah.
Namwalk.
Right.
And you said cohorts can level up, right? You said there was a way.
Cohorts cohorts soak experience. Sidekicks do not. So cohorts are gaining experience. Yeah, that's accurate. But you don't level them. You'll just see their stats increase over time.
Oh, just out of curiosity, has any of them like leveled up or like
Yeah,
gotten stronger?
We're on a long rest, so I'm gonna go ahead and modify that while you guys talk about what you're doing.
So we're still waiting for Shambles to get back, right? He's not actually.
Yeah. He's running.
I don't think we should wait here, though.
Where do you suggest?
Know where the teleport portals are.
Where do you suggest?
I don't know, but we shouldn't stay here. They know where their own.
He is lagging really bad. Is it just me on that?
He
No,
said
you're
that-
I didn't,
completely free.
I didn't hear the end.
He said his connection's real bad in the chat.
Okay. He says don't stay here. Obviously, the reason why for that is the dragon. The dragon bad.
They know where the portal is.
Yep.
Circle.
And John is the type of asshole who would do something like that.
Yeah.
What is the next closest landmark from us to the south?
Let's go ahead and slap it back to Big Map. And you can determine that.
We're essentially surrounded by open like plains. We can't really go back to Bulwark because if the dragon's going to check the shrine, then it's going to check the other air territory that they quote unquote would control. It wouldn't just be like, oh, the shrine's okay, better. That's it. Like it'll probably check the shrine, then check the Bulwark, then go back. So we could try to make for the tree line of the Mantle Forest and just kind of like camp in the tree line. That way we can see out across the plain, see if we can see anything. But that'll be a bit of a trek. Otherwise, we would just be camping out in the open. That kind of might be just as.
Just as bad. I'd be okay with moving to a new position.
It's fine.
Just let me know what you're doing and when you plan to do it. I'm assuming you're going to take the first long rest. Like, it was pretty close to evening time anyways. It was like midday or mid-afternoon. So you're going to take that long rest and then basically commit the next morning to getting out of there.
Yeah, if Leon already went to pick up Shambles, then we could head to the tree line of the Mantle Forest.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a... bear with me here. Sorry, my cat and also my Roll20 are both being difficult.
Yeah, I got an error for a moment.
The Mantle Forest is about a better part of it. Oh, you are on horses though, so no. Yes, you kept the horses, right?
Yeah.
I just wound up giving back the big horse to that dude. That
You've got
appeared-
mine though.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so you're on riding horses. Okay, so then give me 1d20 roll for the random encounter to get to the Mantle Forest. See if anything
7.
happens. All right, you guys are pretty much clear. The day is pretty calm out, but the northern sky is graying. It would seem to you, Grok, because you're pretty familiar with weather and natural environs. It seems that the storm that was kind of sent in kind of a cell has kind of dispersed outwards, and basically the remnants of the storm are kind of forming a front on the northern end.
So I would know that as we continue south, we're probably going to be moving away from the storm.
Well, no, the storm's gone. It's dissipated. Basically, all that's left is kind of gray skies in the north and some rain.
Got it. I'd say that. Clearing.
All right.
Forecast of sunny skies.
You make it to the Mantle Forest, which is a bit different than the Anguis Wood. The Anguis Wood is older growth trees with smaller kind of bush shrubs kind of set close to their bases, kind of creating for like a dense foliage and then massive trunks of trees that go skyward with little ability to brachiate or kind of move throughout the trees. Most of the animals that live in the forest are going to be in the Anguis Wood are going to be like ground dwelling kind of predators or rodents and the like, and then birds and stuff in the higher trees. But in this forest, it seems a lot of the trees are kind of lower still. It's very similar in kind to the Gelida Woods, which Raya went to. The trees are a bit lower still. And the main thing about the Mantle Forest and where it gets its name from is the trees that are here have kind of drooping foliage, similar to like a weeping willow. A lot of the trees are like this, and the other thing that the trees have is their roots kind of push up the base of the trunk, up out of the ground, so they kind of have like spider-like bases set in the ground. I can't think of the name of the tree that grows in Florida that does that. Mangroves, that's what it is. They kind of pull up out of the ground and stand on their roots. But you're just kind of at the edges of it. You're not going too deep into it, obviously. Once you get there, what would you like to do? It would still be early morning, too. Because you're on horses, it was super fast to get here.
I guess we can set up camp and then we can split into like two, I guess, watches. Like we can have people like watching the planes, like watching the sky, and then maybe have like Grok and whoever's good at nature kind of watching the depth of the forest, so we're not getting ambushed by something. Because I'm assuming this is like a magical forest, like every other forest. There's like stuff inside of it.
Could be.
Could
So definitely don't want to get some like a, I don't know, what's in a forest, like some dryads or something stabbing us in the back.
Yeah, I could also gather up some stuff for a fire and some food and all that kind of stuff with my wanderer background. And would I know that this forest is significantly different?
You've never been to the Mantle Forest.
Okay.
Based on what it
Well,
looks,
just comparing it to the Anguis Woods, I mean, it seems.
yes, it's substantially different. I mean,
Okay.
you will know enough about it to be able to kind of piece it together, but it's not familiar comparatively.
Okay.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
What time of day is it? Is it like nighttime yet?
Morning. Yeah, you would
It's
have
morning?
you would have left in the morning, and you would have arrived here pretty quick.
Okay. Just to help him out, I'm going to use Skywrite to kind of help show Shambles exactly where we're at. To guide him to us.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna run back to that shrine, but that's a good idea.
So What you'll note, Gondar, Raya, a little bit more astute, probably paying attention compared to Grok, is that Benson spends about 10 minutes casting a spell, performs a ritual. You see him kind of moving his fingers, and you see the clouds above you start taking the shape of letters and words. Very noticeable for miles
Try
around.
to stop him.
Okay. Go ahead and make a concentration check, Benson, or you can willingly fail this.
Oh, crap. Hold on. Okay. You said concentration?
Yep. But you can willingly fail if you wish.
Raya's trying to stop you.
I'm attempting to push you to the ground.
Why are you doing that?
Because if Shambles can read that message, so can a giant dragon. You would just tell it where we are again. This is why we left where we were.
I would Benson.
Yeah, I'll let him drop me, I guess.
Okay.
I can't find Constitution check.
that dragon didn't seem like a reader, you guys.
Yeah, I think I can't read.
Sorry, real quick for spellcasters. If you're making a concentration check, you make a Constitution saving throw. Sorry.
Okay.
It's anytime someone's disrupting a spell you're concentrating on, but for flavor, sometimes I do it when you're committing to a ritual and someone's trying to stop you.
Alright.
Alright. So Raya clearly states what he states.
I will fight back when the fact be like dragons don't read. No, I wouldn't. I would know they can. I know they're smart. Never mind.
Yeah,
That's not playing the character. Never mind. I'll back.
You speak Draconic when you cast spells.
Yeah,
Odds
yeah,
are good
no.
they can read.
I'm good. Never mind. Backing off.
It is the language of magic.
The language you were just talking to cast that spell. Alright. Let's see. So just camping out. Being quiet for a while, right?
And
this
watching
would
the horizon for Shambles.
this would be from what I understand, this would be the case. You would stay here for like half the day towards the end of the evening, and then when the clouds and the darkness start to be a bit more pervasive, and it might be harder for a dragon to see you out in the fields, you're gonna beeline it back to the shrine. Is that right?
I would
Yes.
prefer to intercept him out in the open, away from the shrine, if we happen to run across him.
If possible. Okay.
Hey, you got like square miles though.
Yeah.
Because I am not assuming that it's a one-way street from the shrine up into the mountain.
Perfectly fair. So, go ahead and roll me 2 more d20s for the rest of the day that you're sitting out, hanging out. Yeah.
6-4.
Pretty quiet day. There's a point during your kind of just meandering where you hear a very strange kind of like growling sound south of you in the Mantle Forest. And then you kind of hear like a loud yelp, like a dog being hurt. Nothing besides. If you want to make a nature check, Grok, to try and discern what might have happened in that regard, you can, but...
Yeah, definitely. Oh, nature. 19.
So you are familiar with a creature that's referred to in this region as being known as a shadow cat, but it's more commonly known as displacer beast. The growling sound that you heard sounds very familiar in that regard, and the dog that it probably got was either a wolf or a dire wolf. Displacer beasts are very capable of doing predatory work on either.
Okay, and I would know like how a displacer beast acts, how it attacks, like how it searches prey and all that.
And how to keep an eye out for it too, yeah. So you're definitely, during the last portion of your stay here, are able to kind of, keep an eye out for that. But nothing happens, and then you get back on your horses and ride back towards the shrine, trying to move to the eastern side of the shrine to potentially intercept Benson. Or not Benson, wow, did it again. Shambles. And then return with him back to the shrine in a bit more favorable situation. So go ahead and roll me a d20 and also roll me a d100. So nothing happens on the trip back. You very quickly kind of do a sweep around the eastern side of it and don't seem to find Benson. When you return
Shambles.
Shambles.
I did it again. Shambles. And when you get back to the shrine, you would actually be coming up to it at about the same time as Shambles. Shambles, you arrive at the shrine. It doesn't look like anyone's in it, but as you kind of are pretty perceptive, you would realize that it seems that a group of horses are heading towards the entryway, pretty much as you're approaching it.
I scarecrow up if I don't recognize the group of horses.
Eventually, you do recognize them. Yeah, it does look like it is the company you've traveled with.
Huh. Oh, hey. How's your guys' night?
Uneventful. How's your run?
Cool, jealous, it's brisk, you know. Long way. I kicked that dragon's ass, though. No worries. We could probably just head straight north.
Yeah, we watched you soften him up. It was very impressive.
As you enter into the
He
main
was no match.
As you enter into the main courtyard, everyone very quickly realizes that something has changed here. It's a bit different than you recall it.
Yeah, there wouldn't be any just strolling in. We would definitely check.
Yeah. So being cautious and moving towards it, what you'll see is that the entryway, the doorway to the shrine proper, I'll go ahead and slide you guys onto a map real quick. Bear with. The portcullis is down, but it doesn't seem to affect anything. It was not down before. And the door to the inner shrine, like the church portion, is completely frozen over. It's probably a balmy 40 degrees out right now. As it starts to get closer to nightfall, it'll be colder. But ice being present like that, definitely concerning.
40 degrees Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Oh yeah, that's right. You're Canadian. 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Celsius would be melted right off.
Yeah, that's pretty cold right now.
Yeah, but
chilly.
not,
What do you think, bomb me? It's cold.
yeah, it's not something that ice would be terribly like. I mean, it's still melting temperature, and it doesn't look like the ice is doing that.
So like essentially the door to the teleporter room has been frozen.
The door to the temple proper, yeah.
The door of the temple proper.
There it is.
That door that I just picked,
Yeah.
it's frozen.
It's like Raya's hunch was right. Dragon did come by here.
And we didn't see any dragon flying overhead.
Nope, not with the rolls you made.
Oh, the rolls we made. Okay, okay. Do we sense that such a creature is here right now?
You can roll perception checks to see if you can see it, but on just casual glance, no.
Okay.
Does the door look like it was frozen inside or outside?
Outside.
I rolled a critical success at 27.
I got a 1.
There-
Woo, balance it out, baby.
There are no dragons.
Okay.
There's nothing present. This place is as still as the ice that seals the door.
Okay. I say there's definitely not a dragon here now.
Either way,
Cutting out again, Jeremy.
Either way, what? He's gonna type it in.
Mm-hmm.
Internet.
Yes, they'll be on high alert. Yeah.
Okay. Inspection of the ice will determine that it's pretty much impassable, and the ice seems to be kind of majorly frigid. You recall there being other entryways around the outside as you inspect the circumnavigate the location. It seems that everything that would be a valid entry point has been block frozen over. And when you kind of look up towards the bell tower, the belfry, you can see that it looks like there are icicles hanging down from some certain belfry points. Like it might have been frozen and capped.
So seems like the dragon like essentially did a flyover, carpet bombed it with its frost breath, like the whole.
Seems like it might have been a couple of passes based on it. And you look at the roof, and it looks like there are streaks of ice.
So we can head down to its shrine itself if we want to, right?
Yeah. Well, you can't really go inside. Going inside right now is not an option.
Right. What I meant is we could leave this place and travel south through that other wood that we came to. And isn't the dragon shrine there, or am I misremembering that?
Misremembering that.
Okay.
Pull you back to the map real quick, and we'll do a quick discussion on what's what. So, you are currently located at the shrine. Get rid of that storm there for you. So the dragon is known to be in the Icefang Mountains, up at the Icefang hold, which, as you can see, is there.
The teleport circle was to the bronze shrine. Is that right?
No, it went to the Icefang hold.
Okay.
So the point you're on connects to the point up in the mountains.
Yeah, what you're thinking of is the other wizard was making a teleportation circle, but we stopped it.
Right.
At the other.
At Bulwark.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we cannot get into this this shrine.
Unless you can melt really solid magic ice.
I have magic fire.
What would you like to try to do it?
Let's go ahead and I'll cast Burning Hands on it and see if it does anything to it.
Roll damage.
Seven.
Yeah, it seems to make a nice, like, kind of slick sheen on it, but it doesn't seem to do anything besides kind of, like, you know,
Well then.
Clear it up a little bit on the edges. You're pretty sure that it's going to take a little bit more of, based on what you recall from the ice walls that were used at Bulwark. You think you have a solution, but whether or not you're willing to utilize that is your choice. Seeing Jeremy freeze every so often is funny to me. It's pretty great. He was like.
There's also. We also had talked about going to Venero and taking care of the mage there. That would provide us another way to teleport into the hold.
I could try to teleport. I have Teleportation Circle, but again, I can only use it once. It's one of those things how it's more of an emergency step where I could tear it out of the spell book and it would be gone, but it would be a possibility of if we need something.
Well, real quick on that, Chody. The circle that you would be teleporting to is the one up in the Icefang Mountains. The Icefang Hold.
Oh, I can't.
That circle.
Oh.
That circle. The one that's now currently on your little device that you have, and the one that's on the one that you know.
Paper.
It all goes to the same place. Icefang Hold.
Well, bummer. And if we're not ready to fight, we definitely don't want to do that yet.
Yeah, Jeremy stated in the chat, teleporting from anywhere is not an option. The primary stronghold is on alert now. If we go there, it's gonna be. I mean, I'm assuming this is what Jeremy would say. It's pretty much suicide.
So then, do we need to go back to town and kind of ready up for whatever's next, or what would be the best option here?
Let things die down. Let them
Right.
get comfortable again.
Yeah.
but they know that we're a big threat, and they're going to plan something as a result. We'll give them
Better for them to have to plan than for them to have to defend.
Yeah, there's a good chance that after finding out that we messed up the bulwark and we messed up Foul, they may just send the dragon to Mudis itself and just start killing people, and like just as like retribution. We killed a lot of dudes.
What does that mean we should do, Steve?
Um,
Go back to Mudis and protect it, or
Oh.
go straight on and face the problem?
Sorry. Chody, roll an Arcana check. This is important. I tried to mention it, but nobody caught on to it. I'm going to say because of your familiarity with ice walls, you have advantage on this.
26.
This is relatively fresh. Like
Oh,
maybe,
wow.
maybe
Okay.
maybe an hour or so. You're
I
pretty
would definitely.
you're pretty sure that it would take a
I would-
couple of hours for something to fly from here to there. So
So it's
If we
most likely
teleport now, we beat it
another
there.
wizard.
so the dragon isn't there right now.
It is like 400 miles away.
it is really
Alright.
far away. Yeah.
So
We
could
could
beat it
literally-
there, but then what?
We
Then we have to fight all of the red dragon servants and their leader on their home turf
Yeah,
but
but
not a
they
dragon.
would not expect it.
from the inside. No, they would expect it. That's why the dragon.
No,
left.
no. That's why the dragon left to make them.
Yeah,
Not
maybe they
expect it
wouldn't.
anymore.
They're probably gonna assume that the
But
dragon
that
killed
problem's
us.
done.
You know what? You're right. Break down the wall. We're getting in that circle.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna start
that-
punching that wall.
No, he would
No,
fireball
no.
the fireball the
I gotta
wall,
let the
and we
Problem is,
jumped
he's
it.
going to
No.
use all his resources to
Do
break
not
the wall.
cast any
Ice-
more spells to do it.
Again, also with that Arcana check, you would know that wall's not falling without doing at least 20 points of fire damage in one stroke.
That one.
Like, yeah, like we know what's going on here. We have to fireball the wall, and we dive into the portal.
We can't go like ice climbers on it and just climb up over it.
So it blocks off the door. If you go ice climbers on it and go up to the top, like where the belfry is, it's capped off as well. So you'd have to fireball into the belfry as well. All the
Stone
entry,
walls.
yeah, stone walls. All the entries are basically shuttered, and that's including like it pretty much just blasted all the outside of it. And the point that you're seeing ice blocks is the points where there were entryways.
What if I had put a flaming sphere on it and just sort of sit it there?
It would slowly melt it. But to break it, to open it, you need to do at least 20 points of fire damage in one stroke. It's an ice wall that has a very, like a foot thick, like block to it. You're not melting it like super quick. Like it's also
What if
magic
you-
ice.
What if we cross our streams?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
No,
Do
fuck it.
double
No,
damage.
you're still just wasting spell
Speed this
slots.
up. Cast one off port. If we're going, cast that from the paper.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
you
can
got
try,
these
and
ex-
again, it's not a guarantee though. Just a heads up.
These
So,
expendable spells
Get
from
ice
that
until
book.
it's ready.
okay, so yeah, we're gonna try. I'll try the paper, man. We'll try it. I'm gonna rip it out and I'm gonna give it a go.
Okay. So
I'm gonna take this slow and make sure I get it.
you are with a scroll. You still have to perform some of the traits and tricks of it. It still has the same casting time, so it takes a minute. You're basically following the instructions as it's telling you to draw the circle. Go ahead and roll a intelligence check. Just intelligence, not saving throw.
22.
Yeah, not saving throw.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Uh,
So it'll be
here we
minus
go.
your proficiency.
3.
So it'll be 19. Okay. After about a minute's time, you get it to a point where you know that if you say the last activation word, the teleportation circle will no longer just be a drawing on the ground. It will be a teleportation from point A to point B. The other detriment to this is having spent the minute doing it, you know you won't have the opportunity to see what's on the other side when you go in. So this literally will be everyone
We're going
has
in hot.
everyone has 6 seconds to rush through the circle and appear on the other side.
Can we? All right, everyone. Ready actions that if you see a guy in a crimson scarf, you stab the hell, or punch, or whatever
Yes,
you
do
got. What do you do?
that. Smack it.
All right.
They're going
Here we
down.
go.
Is everybody going in?
Yeah, Hootle's ready to
Alrighty.
action. We're
Me
so
and
hot
Steve
right
taking the front,
This would be the perfect time for
assuming the fire is
Riot.
not, still.
Raya to
For
go full
TPK?
dick mode and just be like, nope.
Bye.
You got this, guys.
I'm casting my Ghost Knife cantrip.
Go through. The dragon just has its mouth open at the other side of the portal. He's all run inside. Very comically.
Right at
Casting
his
my
throat.
stab dude's cantrip.
Yeah, it's like how Captain Hook ran right into the alligator's mouth and then hit the back.
All right. You all appear on the circle, and the magic around you still kind of glows a little bit, residually. Behind you, there appear to be 3 strange kind of pillars kind of coming up out of the ground, but they're broken off. And there are 2 similar pillars directly across from you, with little parts of what appears to be what might have been a roof kind of still set atop of them. Where the dragon was located when you appeared here and when you browsed here before, the dragon is not present. And the entire area is currently just filled with snow and harsh winds. Everybody who just appeared here that does not have the ability to resist harsh climates or cold damage needs to make a Constitution saving throw immediately.
Can I make prestidigitation?
No, because it'll lightly warm your clothes. It will not stop you from harsh winds.
You said Constitution saving throw?
That's the one.
6.
23.
23.
I rip open my shirt and I just actually end up having this really hairy chest. I'm just like, oh, it's
Okay.
Kind of merkin.
So Shambles and Benson, being a little bit more of the Midlander types and hanging out, not being as well traveled as the rest of you lot, are a bit frigid. Your speed is reduced by 10 as long as you're frigid, and you're taking 8 points of cold damage from the onset. This is over the duration of how long you're out here. The next time, if you linger out here for too long, we'll talk about future rolls. But the rest of you are only taking 4 points of cold damage and are not frigid. It does look like...
And I took 8, you said? I'm sorry?
Mm-hmm. It does look like there are arrow slits here, but it doesn't look like there's anyone beyond them, and you can kind of see into the place pretty well. Looks like there's a doorway that might be present on the left side here, and it looks like it might be broken out. But there is a roof, and there is at least some semblance of succor from the wind.
John, if I do produce flame, will that produce enough warmth
No.
to no?
We need to head in for cover, so I will start heading towards the door.
Follow.
yeah, we'll go.
Not follow, lead him.
Need.
Soft boy.
Okay, as you snap into the room, it is completely empty from what you can see. It looks like there are arrow slits that shoot out over the distance. Shambles, as you kind of walk in and look to the right, you see that this is the deposit off the cliff, kind of having a momentary kind of relapse to that being the case. It's still cold in here, but the wind is not hitting you as harshly. There is a fireplace on the northern wall of the chamber. And it does look like, to what Grok can see, a broken out doorway that leads to something.
Yeah. So looks like there's stairs that go down here. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So there's stairs that go down over here.
Yeah, I don't see
Yeah.
anything else in here, so that's our way.
Are we relatively sheltered in here? We're not going to continue.
It's cold,
freezing
but
to death?
it's cold, but there's no wind. But time is of the essence. Like we can't stand here and light a fire or something. We have
Go ahead, Raya.
we have the element of surprise.
Yeah, you described the staircase. I mean, is it just a tube that goes down?
It's a
Like
stairwell,
a
yeah.
spiral.
It's a spiral staircase that goes down. This is a strange one to some of you, especially Gondar. Typically, stairwells do not go anti-clockwise upwards. They go clockwise upwards, so that invaders who are trying to ascend staircases are not able to fight well with their sword because they're attacking with their right hand, and they'll basically be swinging against the inner wall.
Phalanx was the same way.
Yeah, but this is backwards. Yeah.
I'm gonna use cool stuff and walk on the ceiling of the staircase and not the actual steps.
Okay. Even still, with spider climb, the surface is rather slick to you, so I'm going to need you to make an acrobatics check.
20.
Yeah, you're able to keep your balance, but you realize that this is precarious. If you move too quickly, it might cause you to slip and fall downwards, and that might be a problem. The walls aren't as burdensome. You might be able to crawl across the walls.
Yeah, I used the wall.
Yeah, but the ceiling and the floor, for some reason, seem to have a nice sheeting of ice and are slick. Does anybody else follow Raya down?
Yeah, I'll head that way.
Okay. If you're just normal walking, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check to maintain your balance as you walk down ice. And Raya, are you wanting to... That's fair. And Benson's right behind you, not following. But Raya, are you wanting to proceed ahead of them and basically get to a position where you're able to scout ahead, or are you wanting to...
Yeah, probably 10 to 15 feet.
Okay.
And if there's anything I can do about the stairs for them while doing it, I would try, but I don't think I have anything from what I've got.
Yeah, not so much. So I moved you on the map. You should be able to pull down to the left a little bit. If you zoom out, and then I'll snap zoom you.
I got it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, the rest of you won't be able to see your tokens for a little while unless you move back over there. But for now, it's just Raya. It looks like the stairwell descends down to a point where there is another broken door. The door is basically frozen over, just locked with rime. And then if you kind of peer in, there's a door to the left that's not frozen out. And there's a hallway that looks like it descends further south. What would you like to investigate first? Oh, the wind coming in from the west, from the west side, tells you that the door leads outside.
The door on my current left.
Your character's right, but your screen's left.
Yes. That one goes outside, is the assumption?
At least to a place where the wind is allowed to come in. If you kind of peek around the corner, it's dark out because you guys ported close to nightfall, and it's a little darker out this way up on a mountaintop. But just kind of looking at it with your elvish eyes, it looks like that's another defense point. It looks like it's an exact identical copy of the room you were in above.
Does it look or elevated like the other ones?
Does it look? I'm sorry, you skipped out. What was that middle part?
Elevated.
Does it?
Do I feel elevated, like we're still above ground level?
Oh, you can see out that you're looking outside into nothingness. You're still on a mountaintop.
So there's more tiers to this place then. Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. I'm gonna proceed through the door and check this little room below.
Okay, that would allow for the group to catch up with you, and I believe it was Shambles and Benson next on deck. Bear with me here while I move you guys. And Benson. Gondar, would you have been right behind him? Or Grok?
Grok was next.
And ignore the fact that Leon's present. I'm going to go ahead and get his token off there. I forgot. Okay. Cool. And then Namlock and Kane will be behind that once we get a little bit more room on the ground there. Okay, so Shambles, you see Raya kind of moving out towards a doorway of some sort. And there's a doorway to your character's left or your screen's right. And it looks like there's also a hallway that descends or goes further southwards.
I'll peer down the hallway, but otherwise I'm going to keep an eye on Raya.
Two more
signaling for anything.
Two more doors, similar in construction to the door you're looking at here. One directly south and one off to the left side if you're looking down the right side of the map.
Which I can see too. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty well lit out here. I mean, it's not total nightfall, so you're still getting a bit of sunlight, like the.
I'll put an ear to the door. I don't hear anybody inside, anything like that.
1 second.
This one closest to me.
Mm-hmm. Give me a second here. I was reading notes about where he's at. I want to read notes about what you're doing. And 1 second. No sounds. Definitely doesn't sound like there's anything present. Peering around the corner, Raya, as Benson steps into the hallway behind Shambles. But peering around the corner, Raya, it looks like it leads outside. Looks like there was a wall there, and possibly more of the fortification that fell out. The ground looks pretty treacherous. A lot of rubble.
I have yet to step on the ground.
That's fine. I mean, you're looking
Right.
down at it, though. It looks like there's rubble kind of like frozen in the ground, or the ice kind of grew up around where the ground was but broke away. It does look like it sweeps around the southern edge and might reconnect with the other portions of the fortress. Looking out from this position, though, let's see. If you step out towards, like, not onto the ledge, but like towards the frame there, and look down, you would be able to see, you would be able to see that it looks like it's completely just mountainous, and this appears to be the base level, from what you can see from this position, or it digs into the mountain if it goes deeper.
And the wind is moving from screen left to screen right. Is that correct?
It's west to east. Yeah, it's going in an easterly path. That's right.
Okay, then I am not going out any farther, and I'll go back.
Okay.
Could you give me control of Grok rather than Namok?
You have control of Grok.
I don't see. I'm seeing from Namok. I'm not seeing from Grok. I'm still back in that room.
I just pinged you to the location.
You're the lower left.
Super. I
Should
see it
be-
now.
Yeah.
I think everybody has vision from Namlock.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's pretty well lit out here, so everybody has
No,
vision.
if
Oh.
Namlock's on the board, we can all see what Namlock.
Weird.
It's been
Because
pretty
Namlock's a bro.
advantageous until Andy called us out on.
Gosh.
Namlock's a total bro.
Where we were.
Well, good for calling that out. I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and investigate the rest of the hallway.
Okay. Well, before that happens, there was no sound on that doorway. Shambles, you pulled back and didn't do anything, right?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm just sort of keeping in pace with Raya for the time being.
Grok and Gondar, as you're descending the steps, you would see Raya pass by the other two. Do you have any communication in the hallway as you're passing one another?
Me and him.
Do you mention anything that you've seen to them? Likewise, do you guys say anything to them?
I'd whisper quietly, there's nothing that way. There's a big hole in the wall, so don't go over there. It's cold. And then I'm going to go
Okay.
check these other doors.
So that's what I would do. I'd just follow him instead.
Okay.
And Shambles got nothing at the first door.
I heard
Shambles
nothing.
Heard nothing at the first door.
Does it have a keyhole or anything in it?
It doesn't.
Okay. Then
Very
I'll
sim-
go.
Yeah, it's a very simple, just like lift mechanism, latch mechanism.
So it doesn't even have a lock,
No, it doesn't.
Fort
so we
closet.
can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go listen at the other two doors first. Any decisions?
Okay.
You got perception checks?
No, that's all right. Yeah, definitely still as the grave as well in the in both. You do hear a from the southern side. It definitely
I think
sounds.
someone's trying to blow up balloons down there.
There,
Yeah, they're trying to
it
inflate
sounds
a
like
pool raft.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Then they
Dragon
just
birthday party tomorrow.
giraffe
His
animals
jaw's gonna start hurting.
for the
Dude.
dragon. You guys.
Hey.
But yeah, what would you like to do?
I'll go back with Shambles. I guess we'll just start at the top.
Okay. If you open the first door,
Do you want me to open it, or are you going? You're frozen again.
Zach,
I'm so anxious.
Open
What?
Teleported.
Okay. Yeah, I will slowly, quietly unlatch this door.
Okay. Inside, you see a room filled with kind of frozen walls. The walls look a little bit more blasted out than the stairwell did, and it definitely looks like there's been kind of something that's happened inside. There are several skeletons laid out on the ground and are encased in ice. It looks like there are 3 humanoid skeletons in rusty suits of chainmail. It looks like the rusty longswords are kind of in their hands, kind of gripped tightly, but it looks like ice has kind of coated them over. There's a 4th humanoid in rusty plate armor that's lying in a slumped chair, or lying slumped in a chair that's near the fireplace. Fireplace is completely out, but no wind is coming down through it or anything. There's a steel goblet lying on the floor between the legs of the individual in the chair.
What do you make of this?
don't touch the cup. Well, you might be okay. Nobody else.
I've been touching a lot of stuff lately. I'm not really feeling it. Someone else could touch the stuff.
This room just has a bunch of dead guys in it.
Frozen over. Do you check it out or check anything that they have on them or anything?
Sure, I'll
Good.
investigate them.
Make an
Check that cup.
Make an investigation check for me, Raya.
Be a good ass.
19.
Yeah, there seems to be something off about this door, or this wall rather, over here on the right side of the room. It's not something you have ever experienced before, I don't think, but your elf senses seem to detect that there might be a secret door present on that wall.
Call Benson over.
Yes.
This wall is weird. And he got it together and figure out how to open it.
I'll start investigating the wall.
Okay. It does appear that there is a false brick near where he says there's an issue, and you are able to kind of move the brick slightly over, and inside there's a small like latch mechanism to pull.
I pull it.
Okay. 1 second.
I draw a weapon.
Take a point of damage and roll a Constitution saving throw.
Just him or both?
Just the one who pulled the trigger.
Cool.
All right.
20.
You take 14 points of poison damage, and you feel a pinprick hit your hand, and you kind of pull your hand away and look at it, and you see that the little needle that popped out near the lever mechanism drips with a small bit of red liquid.
That's probably nothing.
That's never good.
But the door opens. And
Do I see this stuff happen?
Yeah.
How well can I see it?
you see everything unfold as it unfolds.
I'm gonna pull my belt off and wrap it around his arm like a tourniquet.
I can cast Lesser Restoration and get rid of the poison.
Does that get rid of poison?
He doesn't have the poison condition. He just took poison damage.
Oh, he doesn't have the poison condition. He says poison damage. Okay.
Yeah, he passed the save.
Okay, I'm still holding the tourniquet until somebody checks him, and
Okay.
guess I know that in character.
Well, go ahead and make a medicine check to see if you can even apply a tourniquet.
Okay.
Rub some dirt on it.
You would
Lose
actually
that arm.
you would actually realize that it seems that if whatever the poison is, and with that check, I'm going to go ahead and say you probably know what the poison is, being the job profession that you're entangled in. The liquid that seems to be dripping off of it appears to be carrion braincrawler juice, which is a pretty potent poison, and could have led to him being paralyzed for an hour or more, or just paralyzed to death. But he seems to have staved it off, and looks like he's fine. It looks like he's overridden the burst of it.
It just hurt.
Yeah. The
You said there's still a bit dripping out of the needle, right?
a very just like a single tiny drop that already splashed on the stone.
Not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping having to cut his arm off.
Kind of
what's
hoping
inside?
put them on my
It wouldn't be
dagger.
good since I do all hand magic.
He's a palmist.
So it's a very
You
narrow,
can keep it.
maybe 3 foot wide passageway that has steps that lead down. And on the opposite side of the door that you opened, there is another door, but it's a secret door. You can tell on this side there's a similar mechanism, but you also see that there is the innards of the trap on the other side, and you can see that this one's already been this one's already been activated.
There's the same door straight across from us.
Yes, but you're seeing the back side of it, and,
Right.
and looking at the back side of it, you can see the mechanism that shoots the dart into the lever on the other side, and it looks like it's already been the liquid inside has already been used. The needle's been shot.
Expended. Okay. So through or down, Ben?
Oh, and wind is blowing up heavily down from the steps below.
Okay, not down.
Yeah, let's go a different way. I don't want to get more cold.
I'm gonna open that other door.
Okay. As you open the door and the stone slides aside, you hear bat wings kind of fluttering, and you can very quickly perceive that there appear to be bat-like creatures coming down from the ceiling at this point. They're kind of a pinkish red in color. Their wingspans maybe about 2 feet, not too very, 2 feet total, not too very big, but their heads are basically one large proboscis. And you see these creatures kind of descend from the ceiling, and they kind of look like they are heading in your direction. Let me get rid of.
What is that?
Do I have time to react?
It'll be an initiative. They're ready. You're ready. There's no surprise.
Cheaters.
What is that?
If you want to,
No, the word you said.
proboscis.
Proboscis?
Yeah,
like
I
a
have no
mosquito
idea.
mouth.
Mosquito
like a
mouth.
mosquito.
Okay, got it.
Sturges.
No, sorry,
Rude.
sorry.
I thought he was in character.
Me too.
Like he's gone stupid from the poison.
Sorry.
Brick crawler.
Life, it's cool.
Could you put up a tracker, John?
Yeah, 1 second here. Okay.
Started hallucinating.
All right.
Of course they go first.
But it didn't go
I
on
think
there.
Shambles has got to have higher dex than Grok, right?
Yeah, it shows it there.
What is your dex?
It's already added.
I added it afterwards.
Cools.
I forgot to
Check it.
set it up so it adds the dex. There you go.
All right. Gondar, we're gonna just say Kane and Namwalk will act on your initiative. Keep it staying. Okay. All three of them fly into the door frame, like they've never had a meal before in their life, and proboscises start slamming into Raya.
Not the first time.
Ayo.
Ryan knows how to party.
Buy me a drink first.
All right. Let's see. 12 probably misses. 17
On the nose.
and 22.
I see what you did there.
Hey, and 22 I had, so obviously. Okay, so 5 piercing and 4 piercing. As 2 of them latch onto you, kind of just, and they're like, and they kind of stop flapping and kind of hold onto you. You feel their little like claw-like legs kind of into you as well, and then you hear this kind of sound coming from them, and you can see you can see like they're becoming thicker. Oh, that is gross. But yeah, that's 22. Raya, you're up next. You have 2 of these guys on you. You are not technically grappled, so you can move. They don't grapple, they just attach. So you can still technically move. But yeah, yep.
You have
Do I have-
20 dex?
Yeah.
Damn.
Do I
Sorry.
feel like I can step away from them, or that they are opportunistic?
They're not gonna. No. You can't step away from them. They are on you. Wherever you could run and jump off the damn mountain. They are going with you.
Not a bad idea.
They are your new clothing. But you're not.
Yeah.
What I mean to say is you're not technically grappled. Normally, a grapple condition locks you in place. They
Okay.
don't grapple. They attach.
Stop, drop, and roll.
No,
Walk
I'm just
'em
gonna.
off.
You
I'm
can
gonna
def-
step back and. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna step back and close the door.
Okay. So the one stays outside. All right. Because
Or
the
in this room, I'm leaving that other door open.
Sure. Because the door mechanism is a bit of an effort. It's not just a regular door closing. That'll be your action doing that.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
Okay. And these
I'm
two,
gonna let two that are on me.
everybody, just so you know, the two that are in the northern corner are not technically in the northern corner. They are on Raya. And this door that's next to Raya is closed. All right, Shambles. There are two of them.
Real sorry about this, but I'm gonna go punch him.
Yeah, just aim really well. And
It's gonna go great. Chapa. 26 to hit.
Hell yeah.
5 bludgeoning.
All right. So he rushes forward and he kind of throws a hook at the one that's kind of stuck to your right shoulder, and you hit it so hard that it kind of peels away, and you feel this pop, and like a little bit of blood goes after it, and you see the blood kind of flying out of the proboscis at the same time, like two squirts, like kind of splashing together, and then it kind of like hits the wall and kind of and slaps with like a bit of your blood. It dead.
still not a first.
Sorry, I couldn't do more. Oh wait.
You have a second attack.
Bonus. Oh yeah, second attack. I'm just gonna kick the other one.
All right.
Yeah, crit.
All right, so he kind of punches, spins around, and like axe kicks down, snapping the next one. This one actually snaps with a pop. The proboscis stays in you, and it kind of creates like a a perfect hose for the shooter.
I'm like an IV.
Yeah, and you kind of quickly pull it
Put
out.
potions in there.
Okay, yeah,
That'd
so
be great. We invented medicine.
well, Shambles, if you could go collect all my blood and push it back in through this tube, that'd be great.
All I do is punch and kick. I was also making, the noises, the intention.
So the door's closed, and there's at least one more on the other side. Grok.
Yeah, Grok is gonna. I guess I'm gonna.
Grok, they're so easy to kill.
I know, right? I'm gonna open the door.
It's hilarious.
That's your action to do so.
That's my action to do so.
Yep.
Really?
Because it's a mechanism.
That I
You have
want-
to pull.
Yeah, then I'm not gonna do that. Then I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm going to say if someone opens the door, I will attack it.
Or we just leave it in there and use another door.
Yeah, or we could do that. Just
Thunder.
leave it
More than
there.
one door.
You want to have one of your sidekicks open the door for you, and then you rush in and kill it.
Because the freezing air is blowing up through the staircase into that room, which might kill the Sturge for us.
You've
You
left the.
didn't know if it was. Did you feel the cold air on the second door or only the first door?
Cold air's coming up from the staircase I crossed.
In between.
So I left the second door open and closed this side.
Yeah.
So that room was filling with cold air,
Right.
which is what I would have done had they not beat me in the initiative. Just
But
froze
they-
them out.
They were ready for the delicious rye.
Apparently so.
They put their delivery order in more than 30 minutes ago, so they were ready.
I am slightly above bloodied, for those that care.
Right.
That was fast. Do we need to go the way that Sturge is, or is there another path
No,
we need to
we have another door to go through.
Oh, it's that. Leave it in there. Whatever, man. Let's go through the other door.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and kill the initiative then.
Yep.
All right. Where would you like
Fuck
to go?
that guy.
On
Me to
me.
open this one?
Nope, on me.
Alright,
There's a door down here.
believe in you.
Okay. And you're opening this, right?
Yeah, there wasn't another door in that room we were just in, was there?
The one that
Yeah,
the
was-
surge was.
down.
Well, the one that the surge was in.
Yeah, no, we didn't want to go back.
There was a
No,
staircase
we didn't do
down,
the initiative. Yeah,
and there were two other doors in that room and a fireplace. Is what you would have seen.
yeah, we'll come back to that later.
And you only got a quick snap view of it, so there might have been more, but
Right.
you're not sure. But this door, you're opening it up, and
We are hunting people, so we should probably hunt those people.
Yeah. A Sturge room is a Sturge room, but this could be anything. It could be another Sturge room.
this room is the northern wall and the southern wall are both set with racks, wooden racks, and then about where Shambles is standing, And on the southern wall, across from that, there are kind of like setting places for spears. The weapon racks look like they have rusted out longswords, but there are a couple of empty spots, like weapons were removed at some point. And there are shields on the walls adjacent to the door that's across from the door you entered. Some of them have been removed as well. It looks like they could have stacked 8 total shields on each 5-foot side wall, set the way that they've got them. And then there looked like there would have been about 10 total spears, 5 on each side, and maybe a total of 20 swords and warhammers, but those and battle axes. But those have been kind of piecemealed, and only a couple of those still persist. But they're all rusty, the ones that remain. And then there are a couple of helmets that are settled on the hilts of the longswords, also rusted out. But to you, Raya, and to anybody who was in the room with the ice frozen bodies, the dude in the plate mail, the helmets are the same style as that.
Got it. Next door.
All right.
Checking for locks and traps and.
Going forward.
Yep.
Yeah, no traps or anything. This one leads into a hallway. There are 2 doors on the south side, and go ahead and make an investigation check for me for free, Ryan.
Are you still on walls and stuff?
24. Not right now.
The wall opposite you, which looks like a cul-de-sac, it appears to have the same mechanism as the secret door as before. A small sliding stone that allows for a lever to open up. And inspecting it, it does look like it does have a trap, and it hasn't been expended yet.
Is there a gauntlet in that room with all the armaments?
Thinking about it, you're pretty sure, based on the force that it slammed into his hand, it might be able to pierce metal.
Okay.
If you were going to
me
try
to do
and if you were going to try and do it to disarm it, you can try and make a thieves' tools check to disarm it and like recover the juice. But if not, then you can try and throw it in a way that won't harm anybody. That's fine too, because you could get a rope around the lever and then pull it from
Right.
5 feet away. And there's ways to do it. I'm just saying, the gauntleted hand
Free.
won't work.
Okay.
Free poison. Free void.
Yeah, I'll try to thieves tool.
Stomach poison.
I'm gonna check these doors as I walk by them. Though, is there anything behind them?
It definitely
If I
sounds
don't
like
hear anything, I'll throw them open.
it definitely sounds like there's a lot of wind coming in to the southern door, and from what you can hear, they either have some sort of connecting point, or they are the same room. The 2 doors lead to the same room. On the
Oh,
southern,
from before.
on the
Got it.
southern wall. Well, no. They lead to the same room. Listening wise, the wind definitely sounds like it's lesser than the room back in the other hallway. And then the door to the north, listening to it, you can hear bat wings fluttering. You're pretty sure that leads back to the sturge room.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. The 2 southern doors here, do they sound like they lead back to the same area that southern door in the hallway did?
No. It's a separate chamber, but the 2 doors that you're looking at there on the south wall lead to the same room, is what I'm saying.
Okay. We can hear the wind in there.
Yeah, there's wind coming in.
I'll crack one open and peek inside.
Okay.
See if there's anything of note.
You see a broken, massive wood table. It looks like there are axe blows and sword strokes that have been made across the table. Chairs that have been knocked over. Points at this area that look like they've been frozen out. Based on what you're looking at, it looks like the freezing came from the fireplace. Like something breathed ice into the room and froze people from behind as they were fighting something.
Like it blew it down the chimney.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The combatants that look like they are remaining, there is a grouping of people very similar to the ones that were frozen out. Some of them look like they got taken by the ice. Some of them look like they got taken by just standard melee. And there is near the fireplace, kind of like set a bit underneath the table, kind of very ornately, and a bit rime covered but not frozen to the ground, is a massive pelt. Looks like a wolf's pelt, and on the wall above the mantle place is the head of what appears to be a white wolf with like blue gems set in its eyes. Gondar and Grok would recognize this as a winter wolf.
Now I'll point out the gems to them. I'm going to go Thieves' Tools, the hidden door.
Okay.
Wait, there's a winter wolf on the other side of this door?
There's a pelt and a winter wolf's head with gemstones in its eyes as like a trophy mounting above the mantle.
You want it with Dex, right?
It would be with intelligence on this one, actually.
I would like to cast guidance on him
Okay.
to make him a little bit smarter.
I'll spend my inspiration.
Okay. Roll a d4.
Plus a...
Okay.
4.
You succeed, but in the process, you know that to do it, to trigger it the way you want it to, you're able to disarm the trap, but you're not able to disarm the trap without expelling the liquid. In that process, go ahead and make a reflex or a dexterity saving throw. You're able to get the dose of poison out and extract it into a small vial, since you couldn't remove the poison mechanism without spewing it all over the place. So you have 1 dose of Carrion Brain Crawler juice. Brain juice? Carrion Crawler Brain Juice is the thing I wanted to say. And I'll get you the stats on that here in a second. Okay, it looks like Grok, Benson, and Gondar are kind of lagging behind. Did you want to check the other doors while they're checking those doors? Or do you want to keep up with Raya being the moving forward part of the party?
Let's keep up.
Sure, this seems to be working.
All right. The second the door opens after you disarm the trap, Raya, you're hit with kind of a brush of wind. It's not as sharp as on the roof, but it's definitely pointedly noticeable that you're kind of exposed to the elements of it here. You can see that there's an arrow slit directly in front of you, and as you kind of move out towards it just a little bit, you can see that it wraps around. And this appears to be an external wall with a battlement, effectively. There's a door on your right side that appears to be closed, but it looks like the everything on the sides looks like it's frozen to the walls, frozen to the frame rather. This one looks like it's going to require a little bit more muscle to kind of break it open, and your presumption is it probably leads possibly to a broken out exterior similar to what you saw on the other side of the fortress. If you look out the arrow slits, though, and I know it's not too noticeable from this point, but I'll kind of see if I can't get rid of... Yeah. So you can actually
kind of see it.
you can see out on the opposite side of the area there. You would see that there is another part of the fortress, and in between the two, there's a bridge.
All right, back to the storage room. If they're done with the other one,
Okay.
I'll throw the door open. Shambles, you can ready
Sure.
action to charge. Yeah, I'll open it. You can ready action to go in and smack.
All right.
Okay. Readied actions typically will not involve movement, so you want to ready an action to throw
Dart. I'll
something.
get a dart ready.
Okay. All right.
Check
Take the
it.
shot. It has cover, but it's not going to be too, it's not full cover. It
20.
hits, and you don't even need to roll damage. That's a dead sturge. It kind of flutters down for just a second, and then the dart hits it and pinions it against the wall.
Can I recover that dart?
Yep.
Running low on darts. Okay.
This room has a fireplace, no wind coming through. There's a door to the eastern side of the room. And since you've uncovered 2 of them already, there appears to be another secret door here. And it looks like you're on the not locked side, so you would be having to play with the trap. if you roll an investigation check for me,
22.
you can see that the trap has been discharged. So this one, you can open it without threat of poisoning yourself.
Okay, yep, toss it up.
Okay. All right. Looks like it's the exact same thing that the other side had going for it. Looks like it is a battlement, and you can again see the across the way there. There's a bridge in the middle, and more fort on the other side.
What's this door?
Opens up well enough if you do it.
Yeah, check. Do it.
Yeah, no check necessary. It opens more battlements.
Just right back to where we were. Okay.
Yeah, and if you because there's another one across the way, but if you exterminate all the way through,
Yeah, it's just gonna go right back to where we started, though.
that's right.
So, yep. Back to the bridge. Remember, do whatever you can, because we have to go outside and cross a bridge for this one, so we're getting hit by that wind.
We're not going to check that southern door first?
I'm pretty sure it leads outside.
Yeah, we could hear the wind outside of it. It seems
can
like
hear
that
that.
whole
You could hear the wind in the room with the dining room table as well.
side of the building's been blown out by the dragon. You might grab the dire wolf pelt, perhaps.
Do you want to open it up?
Shambles and
But put that on Benson.
Shambles and Benson can probably wear it together.
Oh, let's
cuddle.
cuddle.
Damn right.
Okay. Do you want to check out the?
I
Do
capitalized a sleep mansion.
you want to check out the room that you didn't check out, or no?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. We have the stairway, too, if you guys want to go down there and see what's going on.
Well, there's 2 entry points to the same room. It'll lead to a kitchen, and based on what you can see here, there are skeletons that have been kind of killed out in this place. It doesn't look like any breath weapons were used at this juncture. It looks like whoever was in this room was common folk, servant staff. And it looks like they were, based on the breaks in the bone and everything, it looks like they were just butchered with weapons.
No, that sucks.
There's
Is this just like a larder or something?
Yeah, pop it open. There's a pantry, and it does look like some of the food has capped. It looks like there's a wheel of cheese. It looks like it has a little bit of mold on the outside, but probably good.
This makes it better. So can I add a ration or something?
Yeah, add 1 ration.
Cheese. It's blue.
Oh, I love blue cheese. Though.
Damn, god darn his cheese sandwiches.
Yeah.
Last time we defeated a 48 cheese sandwich.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Every kitchen I go in, it's always cheese sandwich.
Are we going across the bridge?
No, if they want to scan everything, because the bad guys aren't here. Or Modus is already frozen over. So let's crack open the secret doors to go down the stairway.
Okay. It looks like it's tight, pretty narrow. Only one person's really going to go down it. Who wants to be the lead?
I will. I'm going to spider climb the walls.
Okay.
Since I can touch both of them now. Twice the contact.
I went ahead and moved you to where you come out. Looks like you come out to a sheer cliff face and are coming out of a hole in the thing there. Looking out at the Icefang Mountains and kind of your current position, the view is pretty stunning. One thing you notice, though, bear with me here. 1 second. Due south of your current position, basically where the mountains kind of descend down a bit, and you can kind of see the lowland still a little bit. You see a tower rising up out of a town, it looks like, and the tower appears to be glowing with purple light, almost like it was some sort of beacon. It's got to be some distance-wise about 90 miles out from you, but because you're at a high position, an elevated position, and are looking down at this bright light in the distance, you can kind of make out the framework of what I'm describing here. But it's quite a ways away.
Yeah, I'm going to spider my way back up there and relay that to people that might know something. Purple light in a tower. People that are semi-local. What's that mean?
Arcane wise.
History checks.
Oh, history.
If you're trained in history. If not, no check.
Can I go back to the real map?
Do you want to?
Yeah, I'm done here. There's nothing else to do, right?
Oh,
I'll look down the edges of the walls and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. When you said the real map, I thought you meant like the big map, because that's what I was looking at.
Oh, no. That's what I was building. Yeah, we still have to go across the bridge.
Yeah. Let me get you there. Hold on.
Can I just slide over there? I can see both.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Because that damn cow.
Jody had an 11 in history. Anybody else trained in history?
Nope.
Seems important. Oh well, here we go.
Going across?
People are cold weather ready.
Bundled up tight, snug as a
Yep.
bug.
Christmas story, snowsuit.
Okay. You pop open the doors, and the wind is galing. The road beneath, it looks like there's a road beneath, seems to be about, say, about 80 feet down. So a little bit of a drop there from the bridge.
Was there a rail? Is there a rail on the walkway?
The rail is about 3 feet high.
Okay, so it's still relatively safe. Okay.
But it's not like a metal railing. It's not like a bar railing. It's a balustrade. So it's like a stone kind of. It's not easy to hold on to. You know, like overpasses or bridges that go over like it's a thicker stone.
Right,
section.
but if the wind hit you and knocked you over, you'd probably just fall down and not roll over it.
Probably not, right?
Okay, so I've seen this thing from the outside, so I'm going to open the door and get as low as I can and run as fast as I can across this thing.
Okay.
I'll use an action to dash if it helps.
Sure. Go ahead and make a acrobatics check.
I'm going
21.
to pass him a
Okay.
rope before he
Well,
dashes across.
Too late, but
Cool.
the fact of the matter is you'll have disadvantage on that. So you actually fall and slide a good 10 feet on the bridge, not off of it, just on it. As you rush out onto it, you realize that it's completely covered with ice, and you weren't expecting it too much, and your feet kind of flop out from underneath you, and you kind of just biff onto the ground.
No
sliding a little
spidery
bit.
goodness for it?
The ice seems to be pretty slick. The wind seems to be keeping it nice and sheer.
Okay. Are there holes in the wall, in the railings, kind of like the overpass ones?
No,
Are they solid?
they're solid.
Okay. I'm just going to keep sliding across then.
Okay, yeah, you're able to pull yourself across pretty easily. You feel like the sliding technique might be beneficial because it'll keep you below the balustrade, less chance of falling,
Less wind.
and less wind, and you're out there for not as much time. When you get to the door, though, the opposite matter of it becomes a bit of a problem. You can see on the wall of the castle that you just left, it kind of has like an outcropping, and the wind is kind of coming in from the northern side, kind of sweeping down and in. It seems to be smashing into the wall, and it seems like a lot of the ice is kind of streaked towards your direction. The door that you come to has like a nice sheen of ice on it as well. Not as thick as the dragon ice, but definitely something strength is going to require a tugging to get open.
Does it open in or out?
It opens out.
Toward us.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tie my rope on it and swim my way back across.
Okay. You slowly crawl, making your way across. This is a longer effort, so during this process, go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw. You'll have advantage for it because you're staying below the balustrade. Okay.
22.
You're good. You take 3 points of cold damage as you are on ice, moving your bare hands across it and make it across. But a little worse for wear, but you're good. All right, you get back. Rope tied to
Are
it.
the walls of it covered in ice too?
Yeah,
or is it
but
just the floor?
The entire bridge.
Okay.
It's-
I hand the rope to everybody else and say, "Open it," and I look really bad, like I'm bloodied.
like
Okay, so Grok
super cold.
could cast Cure Wounds on you to help you out. Hold on. It's the second time you said that.
Man, what's with these
come on.
people popping into my chat telling me I should buy followers? I don't.
Well, they're recognizing that you don't have many and you could be desperate.
I mean, I'm not. Literally, the only reason I stream it is because I keep it as an archive for myself, and maybe somebody might enjoy
Thank you.
watching it sometime.
Yep.
But yeah, okay. I don't think I'm gonna get famous.
You would if you
Not
buy those
that
followers.
attitude.
Come on, man.
I don't care. Like, it's not what it's about for me. Like, selling DM's Guild products. That's what you could do more if you were famous. Anyways,
And they tug of war a door.
okay. So the door, the rope tied to the door handle and pulling.
Rock.
Let's see. Go ahead and make a strength athletics check. You can help each other, but because of the nature of this, it doesn't matter how many people you have pulling. It's really about the nature of the tying on the opposite side to an ice door handle and the rope. So make a strength athletics check, just straight. Even if people are helping, just pick one representative to be the guy.
I have a +6. Anybody better? Actually, I have a
Just
+8. I
strength?
have a +8. I have a +8 for athletics.
Oh, athletics. Yeah, go crazy. That's you.
21.
Okay. So you manage to pull hard and get the door to break, and you kind of see it break open, and then watch it open just a little bit. But as that's happening, the rope pulls off of the door handle, slips away, kind of comes back down the way a bit. Actually, it might get caught in the wind. Roll a D100, rope tire. Jeremy, give me a D100.
39.
It manages to stay down under the balustrade. You pull hard enough, it kind of just drops pretty quick. The door is slightly ajar for a second, and then the wind slams it back shut, and broken ice on the sides of the thing kind of drops down, forming kind of like a small bit of like scree there on the bottom near the door.
Yeah, but the hard part's done. So now it should open.
You want to power slide over there and open the door?
I kind of do. It's pretty fun.
All right. Go ahead and make another acrobatics check. You're attempting to power
But-
slide, so making it with
I'm
advantage.
doing this with aid this time. So I want probably Grok. He's going to set down like squat, give me something to push off of. And I'm just going to slide over there on my back.
Why don't you
And I will
just
spin
cast
around
guidance
and catch myself
so
on my
that
feet.
he can.
Can I suggest something here real quick?
Sure.
Because we may not
You
get we may not get another opportunity to do it. But say what you're gonna say, Eddie.
Yeah, this is like the perfect time for you to climb on. And Grok could just do a turtle slide, right? Use the shell, get in.
Yeah, I'm just
shell,
going to jump
shell.
on Grok's head.
Well, he's
Can
gonna
I-
he's gonna lay on his back. He's gonna lay on his back, okay,
Mhm.
and then he's gonna whoop, go inside, and then you're gonna run and
Right.
jump on him, and it's gonna slide. You know
It's
what?
like a toboggan, man.
No roll necessary. Turtle.
No, I'm
and-
not even going. Grok is the only one going now. I jump on his head, which automatically puts him inside of his shell, and then I just
Oh,
drop kick him across the
and then,
bridge.
then kick him.
Oh,
Well, he
That's
hits
how
because
it
he
works
has no
at other
weight.
pl-
Because he has no weight on him, he bounces off the wall and comes back to you, hits you, and then.
that's Super Mario.
No, you don't shrink. You don't have a mushroom right now. You.
I'm obviously Super Raya right now.
Super Raya brothers. Do you want to power slide with him across Raya?
Sure, why not?
All right, the two of
It
you.
sounds super fun.
The two of you slide over there, and no checks required. You get to the opposite side and are able to pull the door open.
My campaign desire is fulfilled. I'm out.
All
That's
right,
it.
good game.
Grok quits.
This room. This room
Should have brought that rope with us.
here. I'm sure you did. Appears to be a barbican.
Well, half of it, so we can just pull them across now.
There are arrow slits, similar to the opposite side, but these ones are a little bit tighter. It does look like there's an unlit fireplace on the southern side, but next to the fireplace, you see kit, looks like a pack, and some gear, and it looks like the fireplace itself has wood in it that's been recently burned.
And there's also stairs going down.
There are stairs that head down, yeah.
What's in the kit? I'm gonna check that while Grok pulls people across.
Looks like standard, just explorer's gear,
Boring stuff.
pretty much. If you want to take the kit, it's an explorer's pack. It weighs 60-some pounds.
Is there still heat from the logs?
No.
Okay.
You can tell that
I'll leave it out.
it's recently gone out, like maybe a couple hours ago. But it's cold.
Throw the pack over the ledge, yo.
You throw it out the window.
Does it have a rope on it?
It does have a rope, a hempen rope,
Yeah,
50 feet.
We'll keep that. Everything else over the bridge.
All right.
Yeah, now whoever this is, if they want to get out of here alive, they're gonna have to pay us for some of our gear.
Okay.
That's just good business sense.
If you head down the stairs and open the door at the base of the steps there, you will be assaulted by a smell of horse shit. And on opening the door, you realize that you're entering into kind of stables present. Bear with me here. I'm trying to...
Were the rest of you guys gonna come over here, or is this just the me and Grok show from now on?
Yeah, Grok's sliding us.
Yeah, he said he was getting us across, man.
We're tying the rope off on the other end and just.
You could probably all just hold on to it
dragging
and
our
pull
way
it all at
down.
the same time.
Oh,
It's
Grok's really
zero
strong.
friction.
You're right.
There's
So
no
if-
friction. You're going downhill.
If we smell the
yeah.
horse shit, then it's got to be fairly fresh. It can't be frozen, right?
That's accurate. And you would actually realize that this room is pretty warm comparatively. There's no ice on the walls or anything. And there was no ice on the walls in the last room. It does seem that there is a brazier kind of set in. If you come around the wall there, Raya, and on your left side, you'll kind of see that there's like slots for where horses would go.
Oh, some small horses.
No, they're pretty standard size, about 5 feet wide and about 10 feet long. Looks like there were a total of maybe 5 of them, but they're not present. But it definitely looks like these are well-kept stables. The door on the northern side looks like it's big enough to allow a horse to get out, but
Okay.
only just. You open that door, and there is the start of the pathway down. This is the exit out of the
Down the mountain.
down the mountain.
Guy, close that door.
There are 2 more doors
Okay.
down here to the south and to the west.
Okay, you go check those out.
Right, you want to do that?
Sure. That one?
There's 2 of them.
All right, I'll go ahead and just pop them all open and tell you what they are. Or the one that you're opening there first looks like it is a storage room with some empty wooden barrels and crates. It looks like there are a couple that still have contents in them, but the contents in them look like they're old and rotted. It also looks like the seals have been broken, as if someone was inspecting to see what was in the barrels and then shut them. Based on what you can see here, Raya, it looks like someone took everything that is usable and left what wasn't. And the room across from that, there is a fireplace, but this fireplace is a little bit special, and it has like a metal panel kind of set out from it, and next to that is a large anvil. This appears to be a place where someone could perform metalwork. There are a couple of old rusty horseshoes nearby, and some of the swords from the other room that look like they were kind of left behind are near a grinding wheel, and it looks like they were kind of sharpened to a point. Only one such fine sword is kind of left, but it's kind of like 3/4 of the way done in its, like, get it to working nice status. So that one would be considered a fine longsword, and the rest of them would all be considered lesser. And
No
then
secret doors.
no secret doors in here. And the fire pit here, the fire's still going.
Come on in and warm up.
And then the last door, the door of the south side, there looks like there is sign of people who might have been here, like sleeping here. You can kind of tell someone's lived somewhere for a while, but then like it looks like they've absconded. There are still some threadbare blankets that are kind of left behind. And you can also tell that it looks like, based on what you can see, there were a total of 3 people who were sleeping here. But they're no longer here.
What kind of blankets and such are here? Like, does it look like peasants were sleeping here? Stable hands were sleeping here?
Make a history check. And Gondar, if you want to as well, I'll allow for that because you're pretty military minded.
11.
Ryan, not so sure. Definitely not peasant blankets.
I think it's lagging. Oh, 14.
Okay. You're not sure, but they definitely appear to have a bit more of a function over, flare kind of look to them. You presume there's some type of military blanket. You're just not sure if they're like a militias, the conglomerates, some other faction.
Oh, but it's like a biffy bag. Like it's like a
Yes.
good sleeping bag.
It's a bit threadbare. It's a bit old, but it is, yes, a biffy bag.
And usable as a coat if we go outside, if we want to run down the trail after people. I have a feeling, though, that whoever was over here has fled and taken the horses and such down to probably Tower. And all the bad guys have teleported to Valero or whatever it was called and are pushing up their attack.
Icefang's been abandoned. Is that what we're coming to a conclusion of?
Oh, I
Seems
think
so.
it seems like they already knew we were coming, so they've just pushed up whatever they were doing and moved on to their next point. They're probably well inside our borders now.
Benson, make a perception check.
19.
You can see that in the smithy fire there appears to be a piece of paper that hasn't caught all the way. About half of it still remains. Looks like it's kind
I
of...
will look at it.
You reach in and grab it?
Yeah, as
Make
as
it...
carefully as possible.
He uses the tongs that are next to
Yeah.
it.
There you go, Jeremy. Smart man. Gain inspiration. But yeah, you grab the piece of paper out, and you see that there is about 4 words remaining, and it looks like it's like the last part of like the line above the last sentence, and then the last word of the last sentence, and then an initial. The initial is K, which should seem familiar. The 3 words on the line above says, "Make do your something 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 something," and then the last word at the bottom is now.
I will take it and show it to the group.
The hand seems to be similar to the hand that was used to write the other letter.
Well, whatever they're doing it now.
Yeah, so we can either go and run down the mountain and come back to frozen over city, assumed, or Benson can try to activate that teleportation circle backward and take us back into
I have the device still. That's not going to be an issue.
only if that one works from this side.
It
That
did
matches
last
this.
time.
No, that one matches the circle inside the
Oh,
shrine.
you're right. Yeah, you're
Whether or
right.
not I can activate the shrine or the portal here, we don't know yet. Maybe if you
Oh.
go look at it while we're next to it, it'll change the picture and it'll activate.
I was gonna say I believe that it didn't. We can go check it out, yeah, but I believe that it didn't. We couldn't get Shambles back when we tried.
But
Well, we gotta
the
figure it out.
circle here may still connect somewhere else and be able to take us back.
He can't cast teleportation circle the spell, so he cannot
Right,
use
we can
it.
Go to the one in the Dragon's Lair though.
So right, you're in the dragon's lair right now. Like
Well, where the dragon ate Shambles.
Yeah, wasn't there a
That's
permanent circle
where you
before?
appeared.
That's on the roof of where we are.
that's where you appeared. That's where we started this whole adventure.
That's what I'm.
Yes,
Yes.
that's what we're asking. We want to see if he can activate that circle here
Okay.
without a spell slot, or if maybe the locket can activate it from this side.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well-
Hold on. Apologies. Solid points, but I need Riot. I need you to make an investigation check. I forgot something.
25.
Remember that time you walked down the hole and the steps and looked out on the distance there?
Yeah, purple light tower.
Yeah. So there was a point in that walking that you came to regard a strangeness in the walls there. It would appear that the just down descent, there might have been something more to the walls, secret door-y stuff.
And I guess I would go back there now that I remembered it.
Okay.
It's pretty shitty. So so far away.
Yeah.
It's all
We'll
the way
go-
back to the teleportation circle.
Well, hold on,
anyway.
hold on,
We're
hold on,
going
hold on. We're gonna go ahead. And, yeah, you're going back that way anyways. If you want to go in with group, there's no map for it. Let me just tell you what's there. Sorry, that roll was good enough.
I was walking on those walls too. So
Yeah, so you would have felt it undertow. All right. So the walls open up and they reveal, and these ones don't have traps. They're much more mundane than the ones that you dealt with before. But the walls open up to crypts. They appear to be just kind of carved into the stone. And these crypts don't appear to be similar to. They are not similar to the ones that you saw in Bray. They're definitely not Osirian because they are like coffins, not just places where you put burned ashes. And the one on the left side, kind of going in, it looks like it is pretty mundane. Nothing present. Looks like anything that was in here might have been taken. But you do realize that the coffin lid on the middle one is sturdy and reinforced with metal. Looking at it, and maybe with some modification, go ahead and make an intelligence check, just for the fun of it.
inspired 20.
You think you might be able to make a toboggan out of this? That might be able to sit most of the group. And you could just power sled down the mountain.
I could just launch
Called
it.
it.
I could just put them all on there and launch it down the staircase. They don't know what's at the bottom of it.
And then when you get to,
Raya wins.
when you get to the other side, the place here, you do see that these are a little bit more ornate, and they're definitely a lot more toboggan fodder, if that's what you want. But you also notice that the people inside, if you open them up and check inside, look like they have very similar style armor and weaponry to the people you found upstairs that were dead, except that their armor looks like it's much older, more ancient. It's all rusty, and the bones are all brittle.
Does any of it look like it's usable, salvageable, worth anything?
Yeah, there's a suit of plate armor that looks like it might be fixable, but it's definitely a little bit heavier than everything else. You'll have to shake the bones out of it, but other than that, everything else is pretty much scrap.
There's nothing else of note in either crypt.
No.
I'll wrap a rope through the plate with the body still in it and drag it up the stairs and hand it to Gondar. This is the only thing we're stealing down there. Pull as you want it.
What is it? A suit of plate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tie a rope to one of the coffin lids too,
Okay. So a lot of clanging later,
so we can.
Raya comes up with a plate armor set on a coffin lid with a rope attached to it, offers the plate to Gondar. And...
No, I give the rope to them. It's a surprise. They have to pull it up.
Oh, okay. And then when it comes up, it's a coffin lid with a suit of plate armor on it. Roll a D100, Jeremy.
Okay. 31.
It's got a there's the one of the two bones that make the forearm. One of them just kind of lingering in the plate armor. It wasn't shaken out of the greave or the gauntlet well enough.
Oh, thanks.
Make a history check, Gondar.
15.
Pretty decent. These appear to be Holy Knights of Atavius, or this armor appears to be the armor of the Holy Knights of Atavius. The armor was mastercrafted and typically imbued with enchantments. It's covered with rust, definitely going to require some work, but based on everything you're looking at, it's a pretty fine set of armor. It just needs some attention and love.
Cool. I'll give Namwalk, here's some armor. And you're going to look like a Boros soldier, even though no one knows what that would.
Well, it's definitely not usable right now. It's rusted and kind of, it's going to need work before it's suited up, but he'll carry it. Okay. You head back up to the top and attempt to use the device on the magic circle, and it does not work. Based on everything you understand arcane-wise, it is specifically keyed to the shrine. You think there might be such a device for this side, but you're pretty sure that if,
He took it with him.
yeah.
So they can come back. So looks like we're
Well, no,
everybody's bobsled time.
it wouldn't allow them to come back. It would allow them
They would have
control.
to cast an actual spell to come back, and,
And
then
then
they
they
get
could-
free while they're here.
Since we have their piece, they're not coming back.
Right.
Sure, unless they have one in that other shrine we didn't get to check.
Is the circle like a physical object? Is it like carved in?
Yes, it's carved in the ground.
So if you were to destroy the carved in circle, they wouldn't be able to come back?
Make an Arcana check, Branson.
22.
The winds are very powerful here. These circles seem to be locked arcanally. they appear to be not only here, but also in the Shazas, also in the near ethereal, and also in the plane of shadow. So whoever drew these patterns made it so that if you break the physical patterns here, they will still exist, and so that you can continue to return here. If you remove the whole building out from underneath it, they'll teleport like 20 feet in the air and fall, is something that would happen. But yes, they are locked spatially.
Okay.
So we're taking the long way.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I would like for, just so we have a lead up to the next session, I'm going to move us to the map. And you're using a toboggan, which means that your speed down mountain is going to be faster. Obviously, you aren't going to be able to power slide for 8 hours a day, because that doesn't make any sense. But it will definitely help you in your travel. That said, where are we headed? You can see the purple beacon when you get around to the opposite side and start to make your descent down.
We'll be taking those blankets with us too.
Of course, yeah, and you're bundled up in a sleeping bag on a toboggan using your steering mechanism that you've created, and making
And
your
Benson
way.
needs to note that he has a dire wolf or a white wolf skin pelt. That
Yeah.
might be worth something.
Yeah, well, there were like gems in its eyes or something.
That was
There
in the
were-
head over the fireplace.
There were, yeah, but we.
I got a feeling Gondar took those. That's why I sent him in there.
You just didn't tell
You
him.
didn't-
Oh, I thought it was all one
so
thing.
typical.
No.
Two things.
Mantle, head,
A rug,
and then the rest of it.
Mantle.
Oh, he certainly took the rug at the very least.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty much a kleptomaniac. If I see something shiny and no one takes
since-
it, I'm gonna nab it on my way out.
Since no one said it, I'm going to be more than fair and nice. I'm going to have you roll a percentile die to see if you actually took the time and effort to get it or not. Basically a half and half.
For the eyeballs?
Yep. Because nobody said they took
Oh,
them.
okay.
When we
Well,
started.
I pointed out to Gondar.
No, he didn't say he took them. I'm just,
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
just. We've moved on. We were heading down the hill, so I just. Okay. So
There's a,
yeah, you got them. They're 2 sapphires, each worth 150 gold pieces apiece.
wait, that was hard. That wasn't a dice. I just rolled the number one.
Oh, you son of
I'm
a bitch.
cheating. I'm cheating.
Nailed it.
Roll it again.
There you
It's still over 50. So,
Right.
yeah. 2 sapphires, 150 gold pieces apiece. All right. So, where are we headed? Are we going to the town?
Down.
Down the mountain.
Are we heading towards the town then? The one with the purple light?
How well does this thing steer?
It's,
I don't know. It's a fucking coffin.
so, like I said, it's not going to be a straight shot. You're going to power slide the whole time. It's going to be more of a slide down a bit, get to a landing, trudge the toboggan across the ways, sled down a bit, toboggan across some tundra, etc. So what I'm asking here is I guess with a drawing marker, just draw me what your planned path is, so we can kind of factor in how and what is going to happen during that trip, and we'll work on the journey next time.
Where's the light coming from?
What?
The purple light. That.
Oh, that town
Oh.
there.
Oh yeah.
Question for Grok. Since we are about to take a sled trip down a mountain, Do you have any turtle wax readily available for us?
Oh, I don't know. Do I?
I would presume
Give us a
turtles would
speed
have turtle
twist.
wax.
Oh,
Nailed it.
Hell
We're
yeah.
gonna do some 6 spins.
It's that to Raku Rock is tricky.
Exactly.
720.
Okay, so ignoring
We're gonna go so fast. We're gonna go up that hill at the bottom.
ignoring Jeremy's doodles, but leaving
That's not
it.
mine. I didn't do that.
The first half of I think
Oh,
that was
Steve. Steve did that.
They have the same colors.
They have the same color.
Son of a bitch.
I'd say up to.
Steve gained inspiration for making me think Jeremy did it.
Fair. Do we want to go see that all of our homes are frozen and all of our friends are dead, or we want to go to this cool new place?
We want to have sled fun.
So there is.
I mean,
there is a
going
way.
home would be beneficial for me at least.
There is a way to kind of go towards home with some speed. Let's follow this outcropping using it, because this mountain, this is the high point that you're on. This is still down, but you're going to end up like here-ish and deposit out this way. Or you can go the simple route, which would be just down this way.
Did we ever go to the redoubt, or did we bypass that?
Bypassed it. You told the other two that they were going to go because you thought Calorth was at Icefang.
Icefang.
And he may well have been.
And none of us even know what that purple light means.
Nope.
I vote for
We
back toward
like it.
Moodus. Aim for the redoubt is my option.
So, you said that they could use history to check. I already did that. I failed that. Never mind.
What that was, yeah. All right, so we're talking about Moodus. We're talking about more doodle daddle.
They are different.
Just
Barely.
Yours is a slightly lighter purple.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Well,
more
what
like
if-
that.
What if we hit this just hard enough?
I'm thinking it's going to
And
be
then
more
we
like it's going to
bounce.
be the red is more what we're talking about.
I like Zach's.
Wait, hold on.
Like we really kick ass, push it all
We're
the
gonna
way down
shoot
the hill.
for the moon. Vincent cast a fireball backward behind us. Really build up some steam.
Like, a purple light is a purple light, and a Moodus is Moodus, but a mysterious mountain, that could be anything. Come on now.
Notice.
We don't know that exists, though. We haven't been there.
If it's on the map, we know about it.
So, yeah.
Let's-
You could. Ooh, no, you can't really. That's kind of an up slant. So you'd be going down, and then you'd have to go up, and then you'd have to go down again, and then you'd have to go up, and then you'd
Oh, I
have to
didn't
go.
even see Mysterious Mountain.
Yeah.
another time then.
If you want to, if you want to be mountaineers, I mean, I'm down. We can do that. But yeah, path wise, the easiest
way.
path would be the basically. Yeah, Jeremy's is pretty good too. It would be a little bit more sharp down this position here, though. It would go this way because this is an uphill.
Speed.
Yeah, you cannot shoot up a mountain. It's not gonna happen. But yeah, you're doing.
Not with that attitude.
Not with that.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
we
didn't
go-
realize we were in a low magic setting.
Oh, fly! I didn't know it was a flying toboggan. I didn't know
No,
you had
Fucking
like
boring.
a
We
freaking
could go-
airship like bubble above it, and it's just sliding across the snow, but it's flying.
Down and around, blow up the redoubt, and head up to the mysterious mountain, because fuck Moodus at this point.
Oh man,
We hit
remember when we
the-
had an airship? That was a good time.
We hit that ramp just right, like I was discussing. We take that fucking dragon out of the sky.
So, that said, we've got a framework on the path that we're going to get down the mountain, and that's what we'll be tackling next session. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Thanks for watching, and we will pick up next week.